Hello everyone, Ron Collins here from Lacy SEO. Today I'm going to talk about how Google Business Profile spam and suspensions. So stay tuned. So back in 2021, Google shared that they were going to be cracking down on spam for Google Business Profile listings. So this is what Google said they had already done. They blocked or removed 55 million policy violating reviews and nearly 3 million fake business profiles. They took down more than 960,000 reviews and more than 300,000 business profiles that were reported by Google Maps users. They reviewed and removed more than 160 million photos, 3.5 million videos that either violated Google policies or were of low quality. They disabled more than 610,000 user accounts after detecting and investigating suspicious or policy violating behavior. And they stopped more than 3 million attempts by bad actors to verify business profiles on Google that didn't belong to them. So having a Google Business Profile is the best way for a local business to rank high on Google in the local pack and on Google Maps. There is fierce competition to get into Google's coveted 3-pack because that will give their company the most visibility. So let's look at Google Business Profile suspensions. Now, if we fast forward to 2022, when this video is being made, we are seeing many Google Business Profile suspensions. Now, none of my clients have been suspended, mainly because they have listened to my advice. The trick in not getting your listing suspended is just following the Google Business Profile guidelines that you can see here. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go through and read those. So one of the biggest abuses of the guidelines is the name of your business. So here's the guideline. You want to represent your business as it is consistently represented and recognized in the real world across signage, stationery, and other branding. Now, it seems very simple. You enter your business name as it appears to customers in the real world. So here's an example. Instead of Joe's Plumbing, which is, let's say, the name of the person's business, the registered name of it, and it's on his signage, it's on his business cards, it's on his website. The owner will change the GPP name to Joe's Plumbing and Clogged Drains, Trenton, New Jersey. This is because maybe one of the biggest keywords he has is clogged drains, and then he's geo-locating it. And this is just an example, like Trenton, New Jersey, or it could be Jacksonville, Florida, or wherever it is. Okay. In fact, this is so widespread, I have a Google Business Profile cleanup service that I offer. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read about that. So my company, Lacy SEO, investigates and notifies Google of any misleading, duplicate, or non-existing competing businesses currently online. And additionally, we flag unhealthy SEO practices such as keyword stuffing, like I talked about, and fake addresses. That's another big problem. So if you really want to change the name of your business on your Google Business Profile, I would advise getting a DBA, or doing business as, name. So in case that you are suspended by Google, you can show them some proof that, oh, I'm using a DBA. Now, there are certain categories and industry types are considered spammy or high risk. Now, these categories are known for spammy profiles and fraudulent or fake business profiles. Now, Google looks at these industries with extra scrutiny and often suspends listings even if they violate the smallest guideline. So here's some of the business categories. They include garage doors, HVAC, insurance, landscapers, lawyers, locksmiths, pest control, plumbers, real estate, tree planting, and tree pruning. Now, if you own one of these types of businesses, you don't have anything to worry about if you follow all of Google's guidelines and stay within the guidelines. All right. Using a P.O. box for a business address. Now, a Google Business Profile is for a local business that either sees customers at their places of business or for local companies that go out to the customer's location. Now, Google knows that you can't run a business from a post office or even a local UPS store. Now, if you somehow get verified with a GBP listing with one of these addresses, your profile will likely get suspended sooner or later. Most of the time, Google doesn't allow post office boxes as an address. Now, using a virtual office or co-working space address. Google also has rules about businesses using a virtual office or a co-working space address. Virtual offices are typically just used as a mailing address, while co-working spaces, they are widely used because they're cheap to rent and they do give you an address. So if you can show that you actually have an address and an office space, then most likely you won't get suspended. So Google doesn't consider a co-working space address to be, a true business location unless you have a dedicated space, like a dedicated office. Also, you have your company's signage outside that dedicated office space so customers can find your location. And you want to take pictures of that also to put on your profile so you can show Google, that you are a legitimate business even in a co-working space. And that you are your employees, not the co-working building staff, are there during business hours. Now, what about online-only businesses? Okay, Google Business Profile listings are only for local businesses. So if you have an online-only business, such as an e-commerce store, online gaming, or similar such businesses, you don't qualify for a Google Business Profile because there's no real reason to have one. You're not doing business locally. So, in conclusion, you may have a business that's been violating some of Google's guidelines for many years without getting suspended. You may have been doing something either Google didn't forbid or didn't crack down on several years ago. But Google is constantly updating their guidelines and is now more proactive in tracking down and responding to complaints about banned practices. My advice is to read the guidelines and get your Google Business Profile in compliance before it is suspended. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Everybody be blessed, and I'll see you next time.